Hi there, it's Laura here with a new card making video tutorial for Cloud9 Crafts. Today I'll be making a lawn fawn center picture window card combining different theme sets, including some bunny, and of course my favorite lawn fawn theme set ever, Butterfly Kisses. I went ahead and I stamped all of my images using Memento Tuxedo black ink on white Copic friendly cardstock. For this card, I combined three different lawn fawn stamp sets. I used images from the Some Bunny stamp set, then I also used Oh Gnome, and of course Butterfly Kisses. I'm coloring all of my images using Copic sketch markers. For the brown, I'm using E27, E57, and E55. And then for my orange carrots, I'm using YR09, YR04, and YR02. Then for the green parts, for the leaves, I'm using YG09, YG06, and YG03. For the pink, I'm using RV14, RV13, and RV11. And I just love to use the Butterfly Kisses stamp set on almost every single card. My favorite images from that particular stamp set are the tiny little butterflies because you can just use those little butterflies with almost every single stamp set from Lawn Fawn, especially if you're going to be creating spring or summer themed cards. For the turquoise, I used BG13, BG32, and BG11. And then for my shovel, I'm using N6, N4, and N2. For the actual bunnies, I'm using 4 different shades. First, I laid down a coat of E30. Then I'm going in with E35, then E33, and finally I use E31 to blend everything out. Then for the inside of those ears, I like to use some really soft nude or pinkish shades. So for this, I'm using E01 and then E0000. Now that I colored all of my images, it's time to cut them. Of course, I use the coordinating die cuts and then I run them through my Spellbinder's Platinum 6 die cutting machine. Here I am die cutting a stitched rectangle from the center picture window card add-on die cut set, and I die cut that twice. I die cut it once out of white cardstock, and then I went ahead and die cut it once more out of green cardstock because I also die cut a grassy border from Lawn Fawn and I wanted my stitched edges to line up with my frame. So there you go. I'm using Tumbled Glass Distress Oxide ink to add color to my white frame, and then I am adhering my grassy border to my blue sky using the Lawn Fawn glue tube. And because I die cut that frame first, the stitched edges will line up just perfectly. I'm going to adhere the carrots to the back of my little vegetable garden so that it will look like the carrots are actually in the soil. So I'm also using my Lawn Fawn glue tube and then my EK Success tweezers. And I just love to use the Lawn Fawn glue tube so much. This adhesive is really strong and it dries clear, so if you spill a little bit, then that's not a problem at all. I adhered all of my images using foam squares, and now I am going in with a Crafter's Companion clear sparkle pen to add a little bit of glitter. I die cut 2 of those skinnier rectangles from the center picture window cards add-on, and I'm also adding color to these using the Tumbled Glass Distress Oxide ink. The blending brushes I am using are from Tailored Expressions, by the way. Next, I am assembling these little trees from the center picture window card add-on die cut set. I'm using some teeny tiny square foams to do so. Next, I kind of had a little situation. So I wanted to use some of this Spiffy Speckles pattern paper from Lawn Fawn. But as you can see, the piece was a little bit too small to fit the center die cut. So I had to fix that. So I just took some white cardstock and I adhered the Spiffy Speckles paper to the white cardstock. And it's okay that I have a white border because I'll be covering that up with my grassy border later on in the video. So I took the oval shaped opening and I lined that up with the center score line of my window piece with the two metal pieces of the die. And now that I die cut that, it's time to fold along the scored lines to the center. So it's really easy. You just fold along the scored lines and you can't really see them on camera, but you can see them very clearly in person. I have my Grassy border over here, and the center picture window card that I could set comes with this T-shaped die, and that creates a little score line in the center, and that will match perfectly with the oval shaped piece. So there you go. I'm adding tape to the outside of the tabs of my center picture piece. This is some score tape. And I'm also going to do the same for my little hill inserts. So I die cut these hill inserts using the Really Rainbow Scallops paper pad from Fawn. And I'm just going to repeat the same steps. So I'm just folding along those scored lines and then I am applying my double-sided adhesive. I am going to decorate these little hill inserts, so I am going to go ahead and use that T-squared die to create a score line in the center of these little sunflowers from the Oh Gnome die cut set, steam set from Fawn. I'm going to do some heat embossing on my Grassy border using the Wavy Saying steam set from Fawn. So I'm going to stamp that using Versamark ink, and then I'll be sprinkling on Opaque bright white embossing powder from Wow. So there you go. This acrylic block, by the way, is from Cloud9 Crafts, and so far I really like these acrylic blocks because they are nice and thick, they come with a grit, and they are really easy to hold, so I would definitely recommend these. I am heat setting my embossing powder until it's melted completely, and then I went ahead and I die cut the main panel twice, and I'm going to die cut that once more, but this time using some pattern paper from the Spiffy Speckles paper pad from Fawn. And I'm just going to center that die because I'll be trimming that down because it only has to fit like the center piece of my center picture window card. So I'm just going to use a pencil to trace that down, and then I went ahead and just trimmed that using my guillotine. We're almost finished with this card, so now it's just time to assemble everything. So I trimmed down that Spiffy Speckles pattern paper, and then I'm adhering that to the center of my picture window card using my double-sided adhesive. And now it's also time to adhere those other pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the inside of my card base, and then I'm going to take, or I took that center picture piece first. I took the liner paper off, and then I lined that paper or that little tab on the right side of my card. So I folded that tab under, and then I'm just going to do the same for those little hill inserts. So you just have to make sure that you line everything up with the center score line of your card base and your center picture piece. So I hope that makes sense. So I'm pressing down everything to the right hand side, and then I'm removing all of that liner paper. So I'm just making sure that everything is lined up correctly, and then I can close that up just like a book, and then you will have your center picture window card. So there you go. I decorated these little tabs before adhering everything together. You don't necessarily have to do that because if you decorate your little tabs before finishing your center picture window card, you have to make sure that you line up everything correctly so that your little images won't be stuck when you close your card. So I hope that makes sense. I also die cut these little clouds from the add-on die cut set, and I'm adhering them using my Fawn glue tube, and then I also adhered some more of those butterflies from the Butterfly Kisses steam set. Here you can see my Some Bunny center picture window card in action. So it opens up and then you have that little scene that looks just really cute. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and click the notification bell below. Thank you so much for stopping by. I will be back very soon. Bye bye.